In this video we gonna short recap in 2023 Oscar winner for Best Cinematography, movie called All Quiet on the Western Front. In spring 1917, 3 years into the First World War, 17-year-old Paul Bäumer enlists in the Imperial German Army with his schoolmates Albert, Franz, and Ludwig. They listen to a patriotic speech by a school official and unknowingly receive uniforms from soldiers killed in a previous battle. After they are deployed in northern France near La Malmaison, they are befriended by Stanislaus Kaczynski, an older soldier. The realities of trench warfare on the Western Front destroy their idealized view of the war, and Ludwig is killed by artillery on the first night. On November 7, 1918, tired of rising losses, German official Erzberger meets with the German High Command to inform them to start truce talks with the Allied powers. Meanwhile, Paul and Kat steal a goose from a farm to share with Albert, Franz, and another veteran, Jaden, with whom they have grown close behind the front in Compiègne. Kat, who is illiterate, gets Paul to read him a letter from his wife and worries that he cannot reconnect with peacetime society. On the morning of November 9th, General Friedrichs drives Erzberger and the German commission to a train going to Compiègne Forest to negotiate a truce. Paul and his friends go on a mission to find 60 missing recruits sent to reinforce their unit and discover that they were killed by gas after taking off their masks too soon. Friedrichs, who opposes the truce, orders an attack before French reinforcements arrive. That night, Erzberger's commission reaches the forest of Compiègne, and Paul's regiment is sent to the front to prepare to attack the French lines. On the morning of November 10th, Foch, the Supreme Allied Commander, gives 72 hours for the Germans to accept the Allied terms, with no room for negotiation. Meanwhile, the German attack takes the French front line after hand-to-hand fighting but is terrified by a combined arms counterattack with Saint-Chamond tanks, airplanes, and flamethrowers. Franz is separated from the group, and Albert is burned alive trying to surrender. When Paul is trapped in a pit in no man's land with a French soldier, he stabs him and watches him die slowly, becoming remorseful and asking forgiveness of his dead body. Erzberger receives instructions in the evening from Field Marshal Paul von Hindenburg to accept the Allied terms. Paul returns to his unit and sees them celebrating the upcoming end of the war. He finds a wounded Jaden, who gives him Franz's scarf. Paul and Kat bring him food, but Jaden, depressed at being crippled, fatally stabs himself in the throat with the fork they brought him. Around 5 a.m. on November 11th, Erzberger's commission signs the truce, set to take effect at 11 a.m. After learning of the ceasefire, Paul and Kat steal from the farm one last time, but Kat is shot by the farmer's son in the liver and dies before arriving at an infirmary. Friedrichs wants to end the war with a German victory and orders an attack to start at 10:45. A hopeless, battle-hardened Paul kills many French soldiers before being stabbed through the chest by a knife seconds before 11 a.m. When the fighting stops, and the front falls silent, Paul stumbles out into the trenches and wonder at the end of the war. A short time later, a newly arrived German recruit that Paul had saved in combat finds Paul's mud-caked body and picks up Franz's scarf that was passed on to Paul from Jaden. The end. Please subscribe and stay tuned for more movie recaps, and thanks for watching.